know when the greatest peace in life comes? It comes when you stop trying to control everything. Because the more we try to hold on to life, the faster it slips through our hands. This profound truth was spoken thousands of years ago by a wise man, Lao Tzu, whose book Tao Te Ching still teaches today how to achieve everything by doing nothing. And today, Empowerment Manifestation will share with you a timeless story from that same philosophy, a story that can change the way you think, feel, and see life. So, listen to the video till the end with an open heart. Because in the end, you will realize the meaning of one simple sentence. Let things happen as they are meant to. Within this one line lies the secret of true peace. Don't stop. Empowerment Manifestation is with you. Life is like a river, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy. But the river never worries about its destination. It simply flows, because it knows its flow is its path. Lao Tzu said the same thing in his book Tao Te Ching. He teaches that to find peace, one must stop resisting and start accepting. He says, the more people desire to possess, the more they lose. The less they desire, the more peace they gain. Think for a moment. When you desperately want something, success, love, or praise, does everything become easier? No, it becomes heavier. Your mind grows restless, your thoughts multiply, and sleep disappears. Because at that moment, you lose your inner peace. Lao Tzu said, the man who conquers himself is the true hero. It means not the outer battles, but the inner ones must be won. That's the beauty of this philosophy. It's not a religion, not a rule, it's a rhythm of life. Just as trees survive by swaying with the wind, humans too must learn to bend with life's changes. Then nothing can ever break them. Once, someone asked an old wise man, "Why are you always so peaceful?" He smiled and replied, "Because I do not force, I just flow." That answer is the very essence of the Tao. Our biggest problem is that we always try to control something, people, time, the future. But the truth is, the only thing you can control in this world is your own reaction. Tao teaches, when you keep your inner reaction calm, no outer chaos can disturb you. Imagine, someone is shouting at you in anger. If you remain silent, within moments, they will stop. But if you resist, fire meets fire. That's why Lao Tzu says, the wise man does not compete, yet no one can defeat him, because his only competition is with his own restlessness, not with others. Now listen to a small story. There was a king who made new laws every day. His people always lived in fear. One day he went to a sage and said, "I want peace in my kingdom." The sage said only one thing, "Peace will only come when you are peaceful." Then the king realized, before bringing peace to the world outside, he must calm the storm within. And that is the true teaching of the Tao. When you are peaceful within, the whole world becomes peaceful with you. See, this book isn't just a collection of words, it's a mirror of life. Every chapter whispers, make yourself smaller so life can make you greater. The more you reduce your ego, the more peace you'll discover. That's why Lao Tzu said, he who knows that he does not know is the true wise man. In today's world, we're always running to achieve more, to prove more. But the Tao teaches the best state of life is balance. Not too much, not too little. Where you are right now is enough. Just like a river, it hits rocks, twists and turns, but in the end, it merges into the sea. Now ask yourself, Are you flowing like a river, or are you stuck like a stone? If you want to feel light in life, learn to let go, because letting go is where the Tao begins. When we lose our inner peace, we try to change the outer world. But Lao Tzu says, to change your life, first understand yourself. Each time you light the lamp within, the darkness outside fades a little more. The deepest teaching of Tao Te Ching is this: water always wins. Water is soft, yet it can break mountains because it never fights. It simply flows in its own way. If a person can learn to be like water, no force in the world can stop them. Softness is not weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. Children smile easily, cry easily. They have no ego. Lao Tzu said, "A wise man is like a child, because he knows simplicity is truth." We have grown up, but we have lost our simplicity. We have made everything complicated. Love, relationships, even happiness itself. We think happiness is something to be achieved, but in truth, happiness is what remains when we stop running after it. The Tao says, when you stop striving, you arrive. When a person stops chasing the light, they begin to glow from within. The more you force, the more you fail. The more you allow, the more life flows toward you. Think about breathing. If you try to hold your breath too long, you suffocate. But when you let it flow naturally, it keeps you alive. That's the way of the Tao. Life breathes best when it is free. Lao Tzu teaches, if you want to control the world, learn to control yourself first. That means don't waste energy trying to change others. Change your energy, and the world will respond to it. Because life is like an echo. Whatever you send out comes back. If you send anger, anger returns. If you send peace, peace returns. That's why Lao Tzu says, the softest thing in the world overcomes the hardest. Water teaches us this truth every moment. A drop of water may seem small, but over time it can carve valleys in stone. Not through force, but through persistence and patience. Our modern world teaches do more, achieve more. But Tao teaches be more, and you will achieve effortlessly. It's not about stopping your work, it's about changing your inner state. When your inner world is calm, your outer world becomes harmonious. Have you ever noticed, when your mind is at peace, even noise feels like music? And when your mind is disturbed, even silence feels loud. That's the difference between peace and chaos. It doesn't depend on the world, it depends on your heart. Lao Tzu said, the greatest traveler is the one who never leaves home, yet understands the whole world. He meant true wisdom isn't outside, it's within. In today's race of life, we've lost the art of stillness. But stillness isn't laziness, it's awareness. It's the ability to be present in the now. When you are truly present, you realize that nothing is missing. You are complete, just as you are. That's what the Tao wants you to see. You are not separate from life. You are life. So why fight what you already are? Once a student asked Lao Tzu, "What is enlightenment?" He smiled and said, "Seeing the ordinary as extraordinary." When you can find wonder in simple things, a sunset, a breeze, a smile, you have already understood the Tao. It's not a religion to follow, but a way to return home to your true self. You don't need temples, you don't need rituals, you only need awareness. Be aware of your breath, be aware of your thoughts, be aware of your reactions, because awareness itself is the path.
Every time you become aware, a piece of ignorance dies within you. And when ignorance dies, wisdom naturally blooms. So stop running and start noticing. Notice the space between sounds, the silence between words, the pause between breaths. There, in that stillness, you will find yourself. That's where the Tao lives. Because the Tao isn't somewhere outside in the mountains or temples. It's within you, waiting to be remembered. When you live in harmony with that rhythm, you no longer fight life. You flow with it. And when you flow with life, miracles begin to happen naturally. People think miracles are supernatural. But the truth is, miracles are just the natural results of harmony. When you are in sync with the universe, everything aligns. Then life stops being a struggle, but becomes a dance. That's why Lao Tzu says, "Those who flow as life flows know they need no other force." Peace is not found by running to the mountains. It's found when you can sit calmly in the middle of chaos. It's when your mind becomes like a clear lake, reflecting everything, but disturbed by nothing. That is the state of Wu Wei, the art of effortless action. Wu Wei doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing only what's necessary, in the right way, at the right time, without inner resistance. Like an archer who releases the arrow with calm precision, not with tension. The more calm you are, the more accurate your actions become. This is the balance between being and doing, the Tao between action and peace. And when you live this way, you don't need to chase success. Success begins to follow you, because life always rewards those who are in tune with its flow. So next time you feel lost, don't fight the river. Flow with it. Because maybe it's already taking you exactly where you need to be.
When the storm passes, the sky doesn't hold a grudge. It becomes clear again, open, vast, and peaceful. So why should you hold on to what has already gone? Every wound, every loss, every failure, they are not punishments, they are teachers. They come to remind you that control is an illusion. Nothing belongs to you, yet everything passes through you. You are not the owner, you are the traveler. The Tao says, stop thinking you are the doer, you are the way through which life moves. Once you understand this, fear disappears, because you realize you were never in control, and yet everything always happens in perfect balance. Just as the sun rises without your effort, your life too unfolds with divine precision. The seed doesn't rush to become a tree, it simply rests in the soil, and one day it blossoms naturally. If you can learn to trust life like that seed, you will never be anxious again. Trust, that is the heart of Tao. The water doesn't know where it will go, but it keeps flowing. It doesn't question the rocks, it simply finds another path. And eventually, it reaches the sea. That's the way life works. When you stop resisting, the flow of life carries you exactly where you belong. Sometimes pain comes not to destroy you, but to move you, to guide you toward your real path. But if you fight it, you get stuck in the same place. The Tao says, when you let go of what you are, you become what you might be. So let go of the past, of the future, of everything you cannot control. Be here, now, because the present moment is the only real thing that ever exists. Yesterday is memory, tomorrow is imagination, but now is life itself. And if you can be fully alive in this moment, you have already mastered the art of living. That is enlightenment, not some supernatural experience, but a deep, quiet acceptance of what is. Lao Tzu says, "When I let go of what I have, I receive what I need." It sounds simple, but it's the hardest thing to do, because the ego always wants to hold on. The ego fears emptiness, but the Tao teaches only the empty cup can be filled. When your heart is empty of pride, love fills it. When your mind is empty of noise, wisdom fills it. Emptiness is not a void, it is space for the divine. That's why silence is sacred. In silence, the universe whispers. If you can listen to that whisper, you'll never feel lost again, because the Tao is always speaking, not through words, but through wind, through rivers, through the rhythm of your own heartbeat. When you walk with awareness, every leaf, every drop of rain, every sound becomes a message. Then you'll understand nothing is ordinary. Everything is life speaking to you. And when you realize that, you stop asking for more, because you finally see you already have everything. That's peace, that's Tao, that's life. So next time you feel restless, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and whisper to yourself, "I am not separate from the universe, I am the universe in motion." Let this truth settle in your heart, because once you understand it, nothing can ever truly disturb your peace again. The river flows, the wind moves, the stars shine, and you are part of that same flow. There is nothing to achieve, nothing to chase, nothing to prove. Just flow, and let life unfold as it is meant to. Because when you flow with the Tao, life itself becomes your meditation, and that is where true peace lives.